Hi, I'm Susan Meyer. Welcome to the second session of my Introduction to Mindfulness Meditation course. In the first session, we talked about what mindfulness is, and we practiced and learned about mindfulness of the breath and body. And in today's session, we will cover mindfulness of feelings and emotions. So first of all, why train to be mindful of emotions and feelings? Well, to know what's being felt and to develop a wise and gracious relationship to our feelings. We can relate with balance instead of reactivity or fear or getting hooked. And it's like awakening from a trance. We can expand what the researchers call our window of tolerance, so our heart can hold a wider range of feelings. And mindfulness of feelings and emotions helps us stay resilient and emotionally healthy during these challenging times when we're experiencing so much anxiety, fear, grief, and other strong emotions. So, the basic idea is that we're often in reaction to what we're experiencing. And when we identify with our feelings, we get tossed around and hooked, triggered, and we're deeply conditioned to avoid discomfort or pain. So we keep unpleasant emotions at bay and largely unconscious. However, we can train to touch unpleasant feelings with mindful, loving awareness and steady our hearts and minds so that we're not overwhelmed or lost or overtaken in unhealthy ways. And we can live in a more compassionate and liberated way. So this is really a training in liberation. And the point is neither to stop nor react to feelings. It's to know the feelings that arise with mindful, loving awareness. And then it's possible to decide how you'll respond to those feelings. So I want to talk about some of the benefits of training in mindfulness of feelings and emotions. Mindfulness of feelings and emotions increases emotional balance and resilience. We find what is indestructible within us. And I like to put it like this: if you know you're the ocean, you won't be afraid of the waves. Another metaphor: if you know you are the sky, you won't get carried away by the clouds. So we can identify with the vastness of the ocean or the sky instead of the waves or the clouds that come and go. Our feelings are constantly changing. And it's liberating to stay in the presence of strong emotions with loving awareness and to acknowledge that this too is part of being human. So we practice to loosen the grip that our feelings have on us and to allow our feelings to inform wise action and response. And this benefits our relationships greatly because we can step out of our patterns of reactivity and shift into presence and connection. So, some truths about feelings: they offer us greater understanding. And all emotions, even difficult emotions, have a positive intention. All feelings are part of being human, an energy that operates in us, like a constantly changing river of feelings flowing through us. With mindful awareness, we can hold it all, like the ocean holds the waves. And when you pay attention, you'll notice that feelings don't last that long. And when we practice mindfulness of feelings, there's less lag time between when they arise and when we become aware of them and decide how to respond to them. So the difficulty is not so much the emotional state itself, but our resistance to it. And what we resist persists. But when the resistance is gone, these feelings become workable. So, how do we acknowledge feelings wisely? Well, with respect. And we can say, yes, this too belongs. Or, I see you, anxiety. I see you, envy. And acknowledge the intelligence or the positive intention behind them, honoring and appreciating them and not making them wrong. And we also can bring an element of trust that it's okay to stay with it. So, working with feelings. First, we need to know what we're feeling. And then, where do you feel it in your body? Where is the center of this feeling? What images or stories come? So we become present for the feelings and sense what's around it. What happens if you let this feeling open and expand? And if it's too strong, you can return to your breath or your anchor. So, the main liberation from this practice comes from the courage to stay present for the full range of emotions. Then it becomes possible to shift to healthier feelings, or more pleasant feelings like loving kindness or peace. If you can commit yourself to stay, there's going to be some freedom.